Okay, so this is the one, the big one on the top of the trees there, and it's got its little sac and making a whole lot more clusters and spreading around the city. So at this point it appears there's more than one large cluster there, as if there were two together, back to back. It's hard to say, but there's that sac that's got made today. Yeah. You can see the that the vibrations frequency of the orbs is increasing, and the large cluster there that looks like the devil, it's white hot. It's in a pure plasma state right now, and you can see the orbs just putting out a lot of action there and intensifying their velocity. Still in a counterclockwise motion, as always. And you can see that there are different types of orbs. Those blue ones, and there's black ones. They look sort of greenish with their black. You can see them interacting very clearly. They are part of that cluster. The glowing area is the nucleus, and these are the ones that are charging it up by revolving around it at very fast speed or velocity, counterclockwise, creating an electromagnetic charge or even a surge, and that transfers into electromagnetic energy, which in turn creates the plasma state of the center of the cluster, which is the nucleus. So you can see the velocity of the orbs very clearly there, and you can see that they're almost at a speed where they're going to light up and form yet another cluster. And here's the main body of the cluster, nucleus that is. And you can see that there are many different types of orbs that make it up. There are many different types of colored orbs as well. And the orbs in the nucleus can be large or small. It depends on their velocity and how many of them join together to form a cluster within the nucleus. And you can see that the velocity is increasing. So this is a plasma state, and I'm going to back off. There is your hexahedron, a perfect hexahedron. So everything I've been saying about these things is true, and no doubt about it, they're here in the third dimension for sure. Otherwise all my cameras would have never captured them if they were not in the third dimension. And this is no lamppost or a street light or a planet or a star or a sun, our sun or our moon. This is a hexahedron cluster, and it's I'd say about 40 to 50 feet off the ground, because the tree cluster, the clump of trees that it's over is about between 35 and 40 feet high, and then this thing is a few feet over them, hovering there in one spot. It may actually be in one of the top portions of the tree, just wedged in there, because it doesn't move very much. As you can see, it stays in that one spot, and you can see it changing the shape of the hexahedron. So it can be any shape. It does not need to be a hexahedron, but its basic pattern and its basic shape and its basic molecular and atomic and subatomic structures are hexahedron, six-pointed or six-part, either in molecular state, atomic state, the atomic bond state, subatomic state, any state you want. It's a hexahedron no matter which way you look at it. And there's how much energy it has with all the other orbs right there just pouring in that electromagnetic power to charge it up so that it glows like that and is in a plasma state. And that plasma state is increasing in intensity because there are different types of plasma states. They're not all the same, and in each the heat plays a factor and determines what type of a plasma state it is, whether it is a full plasma state, a partial plasma state, the beginning of a plasma state, or a full out plasma state that's white hot and just turning into pure energy. So I'm just gonna set it up and back off so that we can see it in action. I took pictures with the other camera as well, and we're gonna compare. I managed to get the sacks clearer before with the other camera because it wasn't ready for me to take pictures. I surprised it because those are intelligent things, and they aren't always ready for me. So I was able to surprise it with the other camera and get some good photos and video. Hopefully it all came out. It looked good on the little monitor. I shot some through the eyepiece as well, just to make sure I got the right shots. Yeah, that's in a plasma state for sure. You can see how many orbs are there, just counterclockwise rotating to charge up that nucleus. This is now inside the nucleus, and you can see what the cluster is doing inside the nucleus and how fast the orbs are just revolving inside the nucleus. Always counterclockwise. All motion is counterclockwise. You can see that the velocity of the orbs is increasing. It just increased by a factor of 10. It's good to watch what's happening along the edges of the hexahedron, because then you can see the interaction from the external entities there that are not inside the nucleus. You can see what they're doing. Hopefully that'll come out clear. And look at the big clusters forming inside the middle. You can see the big lumps. So all those small clusters have now lumped up together into larger clusters. So they're bonding into larger and larger clusters in the middle. And there's your perfect hexahedron cluster. If you watch it long enough, you'll see it change shape.